Skywalker apparently has gone completely to the dark side, sir. And we'll start here with this. So Mark Hamill, which is the person who plays, that's his real name, who plays Luke Skywalker in the Star Wars trilogy. I think in 3 of the movies he appears, and maybe some cameos in some other movies. But he goes on right here and says, America stands with Israel. Now, if you're new to Luke Skywalker on social media, he's a complete shit lib. Yes. He falls in line with a lot of the shit libbery that goes on.
Mark Hamill is the greatest shit lib I ever seen shit lib ever. Like it's always the worst I've ever seen shit lib.
And of course, we got a lot of people that chimed in. He says America stands with Israel, and then he hashtags always with the 2 flags, right? And then of course we have our friends and family. Savvy chimes in, Jedi supports apartheid. And she goes viral there. Like, that's amazing. She goes viral with just that short part. And then also Nico House also goes viral, and his says, you were never a rebel. You just got paid to act like one. I'm happy Disney made your character become the blank. I think these mean, bitch, you actually are in person. It's more fitting. That is so spot on. But then this part here, I would now let me show you how many likes. You think, man, good Jesus, he's been propped up and amplified. 106,000 likes, and you're thinking, damn, ain't nobody gonna ratio him. Yes, he got ratioed 129,000.
How is that possible?
How is that even possible by the People's City Council? They out here in LA, they do a lot of protesting, they do a lot of good work.
How is that possible?
They're the real deal. But they got ratio. He got ratio. You would think it's not possible, but he got completely ratio. But Nick, what are some of the most shit libbery things? Because you know more. You got more op. You got more op. That's what I was just going to. So go ahead, sir. Go ahead.
Fantastic segment. I got a few things I want to add to this. And my response to Mark Hamill, RBN told you so. What did we tell you guys about the white liberal? He's a fox, like our great ancestor Malcolm X said. They're foxes. They are our enemy. The same white liberals who pretend they're on our side, they are showing their entire ass right now. So Takei, Mark Hamill showed his entire ass right now. This is new. Someone sent me this midstream. I didn't fit with the Mark Hamill segment because if you're on Twitter, you know David Weissman. I say Mark Hamill, the king of shit libs, but David Weissman right up there with them. Like, it's 1A and 1B. Like, if you know Twitter, you've seen these shit libs around. David Weissman is as shit libbery as it comes. Now, this is what they're saying now, because there's a mass genocidal psychosis that's going on in the West right now. And David Weissman's brain is fried. He is a folding at the mouth psychopath because of this mass genocide psychosis that's going on. And now, white liberals showing their ass. Now, look what David Weissman said. Fuck them. Maybe the right was right about Black Lives Matter. We told you guys, don't trust these white fucking liberals. But people, more liberal-minded people will be 100% okay with organizing with David Weissman. They don't want to organize with any conservative, they're the deplorable, but they will organize with David Weissman, though. We warn you about white liberals, and they are showing their entire ass. With that said, we show you guys David Weissman and Mark Hamill. Now we're gonna show you guys George Takei. Ordinarily, these 3 people are the shit lib 3 horsemen, right? But dude, and I cannot believe I'm about to fucking say this, man.
Oh no,
George Takei with the only good take I've ever seen from this motherfucker. The only time George Takei actually has a good take for the first time in the history of left independent media. Someone said that. So let me read his tweet, and then I'm gonna show you guys the absolute fucking meltdown that liberals had.
I didn't see this. I haven't seen this at all.
Yeah, I didn't want to warn you. I wanted to get you off guard with this. So George Takei said something rational for the first time in his life. The Israeli government has cut off food, water, and fuel to 2 million people inside Gaza. Collective punishment is not only contrary to international law, it is inhumane and illogical. How will this de-escalate the violence rather than radicalize many more? It's madness. Bro, the only thing that's madness is the fact that George Takei is tweeting something that based. When I first saw this CJ, I thought that was a parody account. I swear to God, I was like, there's no way he fucking said that because this is as base as it gets. So you want to know the response he got from fucking white liberals who follow him? Folding at the mouth, seething, white hot rage. This motherfucker got, well, he got a lot of tweets because he's George Takei. He always got good tweets. Yeah. He also got a lot of likes here because everyone on the left was like, wait, what? Like, motherfuckers was like, you see George Takei? Actually, so motherfuckers was liking it. So despite that, he did get like a mini ratio because he got 24,000 people replying to him. So there's 24,000 shit libs. There are seething angry CJ at George Takei take here. And this Andrew, Gaza could have spent their aid money to construct power plants and water treatment facilities. Instead, they built rockets. You read what you sow. That's from the Bible. Jesus fucking Christ. Guys, this is liberals calling for the fucking genocide of millions of people and justifying it. Liberals under George Takei tweet right now. This tweet got 3,000 likes where they say, hey, if you guys don't want to be a victim of siege warfare and our war crimes, maybe you guys should have better infrastructure. Now, what they're not telling you, CJ? Obviously.
They can't build no power plant inside of Gaza. Is he crazy? Go ahead. Israel's not going to allow that. Go ahead.
Yeah, and obviously, we all know, Israel bombs any attempt of Gaza building independent infrastructure. In 2006, Israel destroyed the only self-sustaining power plant that they made in Gaza. So it's kind of weird, CJ, this whole two-state solution. How do you have two states when one state controls the flow of fuel, electricity, and food into the other one? That's a weird two-state solution, right? That's a weird, not apartheid state you have when one of them can fucking shut the fucking power out, and then liberals like Andrew apologize for it. And then they gaslight. Remember what I told you guys about debating Zionists? A lot of people don't do it because they would just straight up lie. They would say shit that's so psychopathic in the middle of the debate, you'll get thrown off. Because honestly, dude, if I was debating Andrew and he said this shit, I'm like, nigga, wait, nigga, what? Like, it would be like a bad debate moment because I'll be so fucking caught off guard, so triggered. I would be like, how do I even respond to that?
Like now, this, like the babies being beheaded. He would have brought that up. You haven't seen the babies beheaded? You would have been like, what? You would have been like, caught off guard. Go ahead.
Yeah, and then you gotta see when you get a second to compose yourself, and so many things are not possible in debate. I quickly debunked this literally in 5 seconds. I found this receipt of Israel not allowing that to happen. Let me show you just a few more responses. Obviously, I can't show you 24,000, but I've seen a few of them from liberals. This is on my timeline. I'm gonna have to agree with you, George, for one. Here, lefty. I'm trying to find some liberals because now you see more of my base timeline in here. I saw the tweet early. So I saw nothing but the shit lib unhinged views. So I want to see if I can find some more of them. And look, here's one of them. A line was crossed by Hamas and their allies. So because Palestinians fight back, now we are allowed to commit war crimes on them. That's what this liberal is saying. Let's continue. Because I wanted to debunk just a few of these live, just to show you how absolutely unhinged they are. Says the man who will be tossed from a rooftop if he's lived in Gaza. So if you guys don't know what they're saying here, they're saying that because a few Palestinians have anti-gay beliefs, we have the right to genocide them. And gay people shouldn't speak out against the genocide of Palestinian people because they have a different culture than we do. What do we call that at RBN? That's cultural imperialism. Liberals are using cultural imperialism right now to justify a genocide of the Palestinian people. I just read one more for sake time. I just wanted to debug a few in live time with you guys, just to show you guys how crazy they are. Because if you look at this tweet, if you're bored, find this tweet and look at the thousands upon thousands of unhinged liberals that are canceling George Takei because the one good take he ever had in his life. Here's another person spreading that lie. And every single one of these tweets, there's so many of these tweets in this thread that is spreading this lie that are being boosted by the thousands. There's another one that have over 1,000 likes. The other person who said this had 3,000 likes, where he said Hamas didn't build basic need infrastructure for their people with their foreign aid dollars. That is not fucking true. For one, Hamas is not necessarily the Palestinian government. Yes, a lot of Hamas people was elected, but you guys see how they connect Hamas with Palestinians? The Palestinians did attempt to build independent infrastructure, but whenever they did, it was bombed by the Israelis. If you want to read some the replies, it will forever kill the idea that Democrats are the lesser evil, that Democrats are somehow more measured and less unhinged than Trump supporters. No, there is no fucking difference. Democrats and liberals are just as evil as Marjorie Taylor Greene and their supporters.
I don't even think, because I'm reading it, I don't even think he's even like saying this as a pro-Palestinian thing. He's just saying strategically, if you want to colonize these people, this is not the right way to do it. Like, he's not really even on their side. It's just a good analysis. The analysis, his strategic analysis of being a colonial settler is just based because it looks at it from a humane point of view. That's all it is. And I'll read it again because the Israeli government has cut off food, water, and fuel to 2 million people in Gaza. Collective punishment is not only contrary to international law, it is inhumane and logical. So what George is doing here, Nick, is bringing up law and logic, which is something that liberals don't want to hear nothing about. They don't want to hear nothing about your motherfucking mystical logic and your international laws. They don't want to hear that. Go ahead, Nick.
I'll pass it right back to you, but this is why I told you guys we're in a mass genocidal psychosis right now. To the point where George Takei said something that basic common sense, and he is getting canceled and destroyed by liberals and his own supporters for it.
Here goes some. So I have the advantage, Nick, since I haven't retweeted it. I probably can see more of just crazy
this is actually good. I want you to see it.
Yeah, here goes Kaiser Bill. It said, he says
I read that one.
Oh, you read this? Okay, so let me know.
That's the cultural imperialism one. And there's actually a lot of tweets like that in that same thread where they're like, man, you're a gay man. Why are you supporting Palestine? Anyway, go ahead, CJ.
Yeah. So that's the queer one you were talking about. How I guess if some people are against that, then that's justifiable. Here's one: Gaza could have. Oh no, this is this.
Yeah, I just read that one. Yeah, go down.
That's the one you just said.
Yeah. You're Gassad. I didn't see this one.
Let's see this one, dear Mr. Takei. What are your thoughts about how gay people are treated in Gaza and the West Bank? Do you support their views on homosexuality? Should the Zionist entity seek to emulate those? I was just about to get to that. Those views, or are they more gay friendly in Tel Aviv? Go ahead, Nick. You were going to say.
Sorry, but I really need you guys to understand that gay marriage is very much banned in Israel. By the way, very much so banned. So what you guys are saying is that we should support genocide of a people because of their cultural beliefs. And I'm sure that Gassad is like a libertarian right winger. Like he like a right winger libertarian. He be into owning the libs kind of person, right? That's who he is. So you are using people's anti-gay beliefs to justify genocide. So what the fuck should people do to you guys in the United States that are passing anti-gay legislation? Is this an argument you guys really want to fucking make? Because you guys are making an argument that my brother JB, and by inclusion us, because I'll be riding with that motherfucker, you guys are making an argument that JB should take up arms against Ron DeSantis and his MAGA movement in Florida,
Yes.
right? Using your argument. I'll let you continue, CJ.
Here's another one, Daniel Friedman. I must have missed the part where you condemned the murder of 1,000 civilians, the massacre of a music festival, the rape and murder of women and children, and the old people shot in the head for TikTok clout.
And I missed where you did that, Daniel, when the Palestinians were victims. They pretend that Palestinians were the first people that killed civilians. As I said before, Palestinians are imitating the rules of engagement that the Israelis set. So why do children die in the Palestinian conflict? Because Israel killed Palestinian children. So Palestinians like, all right, I guess that shit's on the table now. That shit's on the table. You guys are doing that. In what universe are people expected to handicap themselves in war? So if you're mad at Palestinians killing quote unquote civilians and children, then you should be upset at the Israeli regime who set that term of engagement by killing way more Palestinian children. So I will return that question to Brian. Where's your outrage when Israel was killing children? Go ahead.
Yes, and this one right here is curious. Brian Sanders says Hamas didn't build. This is something you said earlier, so I'll read it and then read the second part. Hamas didn't build basic needs infrastructures for their people with all the foreign aid dollars they receive over the years. And apparently he got some pushback in his comments. So he says this, thinking about all the replies here, what solution can you dream up that would have allowed the free import of goods, bypassing blockade, into Gaza when the Hamas charter literally states they will kill Jews worldwide? What compromise is left? So this person is saying, oh, they didn't build this infrastructure. And then when people say, wait a minute, Israel's not going to let that happen. What do you mean, guys? And he says it's not happening because Hamas won't let it happen. Not because Israel is stopped. It's like, Nick, you have to literally go take your brain out of your head and go throw this shit away before we start. In order for you to fall for this sort of explanation of it, and if there's any other one, I'll see if there's one.
I would say this real quick in response to Brian, just real quick in response to Brian, where he said that Hamas and Palestinians said they want to kill all Jews. They do not say that. They absolutely do not say that. There have been many reporters of Jewish descent that went to Gaza in support of Palestinian people in revealing the Palestinian people. I don't want to misspeak because I know a few of them. I don't want to misspeak on who they are, but there are quite a few journalists who have Jewish descent who've been speaking out against the Palestinian issue. Did these Jewish journalists go into Gaza and get killed by the Palestinians because they were Jewish, CJ? No, absolutely not. So what Palestinians say, rightfully so, is that Zionists or anyone supporting the Zionist project, they are going to kill because they had the fucking right to. So you guys see how Zionists equate the two? Zionism do not equal Jewish heritage, Judaism. So when Palestinians say they want to kill all Zionists, as they should rightfully feel, they didn't turn around and say, oh, they want to kill all Jews. That is not the fucking case. They don't want to kill Katie Halper. I use her because I know for a fact you talk about this all the time. How she's a Jew who supports Palestine. They don't want to kill Katie Halper. They don't want to kill all these Jewish people.
That'd be like saying slaves want to kill all white people because they want to kill their slave owner.